Hey everybody, this is Perch. Are you a fan of Wonder Woman? We've talked about Wonder Woman before, and Wonder Woman is perplexing in DC. Now, if you are a writer in DC, I know there's a couple of you out there who listen to this. Um, I take this question seriously because if you go into a comic shop and you talk to a lot of just buyers of comics, this is a common perception people have. And it is not rooted in toxic masculinity or people who want women to be subservient in some way or, fans that secretly cheer The Handmaid's Tale as a blueprint for society or any of that kind of stuff. It's honestly the way people view the character. Now, recently, sort of recently, Scott Snyder did Dark Metal, and part of that comic was intended to elevate Wonder Woman. Um, and no offense to Scott, but a lot of people saw Dark Metal as, Batman multiverse and, the metal aspect of it. And Superman's got a crazy arm and kind of this bonkers kind of piece to it. And the Wonder Woman piece at the end, that was what Scott was building to. And you can clearly see it if you were reading the first couple issues of that series. But it didn't feel like people are very excited about seeing Dinosaur Batman. They didn't get the Wonder Woman is elevated as a result of this. And I think part of the problem is that, as Wonder Woman kind of ascended into godhood and everything else at the end, the writers quickly came on and made the mission all about, getting home and returning and, getting rid of the status quo and getting things back to normal. So it undercuts the whole message that was going on. And remember, when Dark Metal is the last issue is hitting the stands, they're soliciting future state and this idea of Wonder Woman kind of returning and all that. So it was even before the issue came out, the status quo and kind of this big Wonder Woman moment was undercut. That's kind of just that's how it was perceived. I've mentioned this to people before, and I've always got kind of a angry reaction, and they're not angry, but just like people don't want to hear it, and it's this uncomfortable truth, but it is the truth. It is how it was viewed. And it's still how it's viewed. And here's somebody writing in who sees it the same way. Says, "Hey, Perch, hope you figure out a good present for Mrs. Perch." I did okay. I did all right. No, I'm not going to get to that. You did a video a while back, something to the effect of, is Wonder Woman actually in the Trinity? I have a related question. Whether fans see her in the Trinity or not, the company certainly does. That's true. The company always identifies her that way. That is true. If that's true, why isn't she involved in literally a fucking thing Batman and Superman are doing? Batman went with Superman to Warworld at the start of the arc. Superman showed up in the Failsafe arc. The two are sharing World's Finest right now. Outside of Dark Crisis and her own book, there's no indication Wonder Woman even exists as a character right now. And in her book, she shared it with the other Amazons. The company puts more attention into, quite frankly, Deathstroke right than they have her. Deathstroke. They put more attention to Deathstroke. That is true. Nightwing shows up far more places than Wonder Woman does these days. Hell, Tim Drake's mediocre to poor book gets more press than Wonder Woman. What's up with that? I guess what I'm asking is why put creative teams on characters when you clearly don't believe in them either? We've just seen with Jeremy Adams' Flash just how fast a great creator can help a fading title. Why is that? That's a good question. I mean, seriously, why? Wonder Woman isn't. So here's the bold statement that people have disagreed with at DC many times. DC does not consider Wonder Woman a priority. They do not. The Trial of the Amazons, crossover arc got fuck all promotion. Zero. I think one of the writers, Vita Ayala, was complaining about the lack of attention, and Vita is correct. Yeah, there's a bunch of people just triggered into a spasm by hearing that sentence. Vita's absolutely correct. They put no effort into marketing this thing, and you could say, well, the event itself sucked. It kind of did. Sure, I agree. The series was kind of, and even the whole Artemis reveal at the end, the solicitations undercut that. It was not good. No part of it was good, but you'd still think they'd want to promote it. The only time Wonder Woman has gotten even kind of a hint of promotion at DC is when they shoved out the second movie, the Wonder Woman 84. The first movie seemed to take DC somewhat by surprise. they don't promote Wonder Woman. They will, whenever they say it's the Trinity, then Wonder Woman will show up. She'll show up for a meeting, but why, and even in Wonder Woman's solo title, and look, let's just say this as well, and I'm sorry, it's not meant to be cruel, but the Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad team on Wonder Woman is terrible. They're putting out a terrible run. If you like it, cool. It's from a market perspective, it is dying. It's dying. I'm sorry. It is. I make Michael Conrad mad on a regular basis, but come on, that book is dying. And like, who's to blame? Tons of people. It's not a one person. Yes, I think the writing on the title is poor. I mean, there, I said it. It's true. Um, but the company's commitment to this book is awful. Why wouldn't you take Wonder Woman? It means you have to admit there's a problem. That's the answer to the question I'm about to ask. You have to actually admit that something is wrong. And for whatever reason, DC does not want to admit that they have dropped the ball with Wonder Woman consistently as a character. And or whatever even if they're trying to do something, it's not working and it's time to change strategy. I said this to somebody at DC once, like, oh, so I suppose you'd put you put a man on Wonder Woman and make her costume more skimpy. It's like, no, you're missing the point. That's that's stupid extremism talking. Give Wonder Woman something meaningful. How hard is it? For the love of God, she cannot go and have another adventure where she's trying to rehab Cheetah. Just please stop. You've done it so many effing times. No, and you've got to do something new. Give her a villain that's not one of her core villains. Here's an idea, like with Wonder Woman. I've said this before. Do Hush with Wonder Woman. Get a good writer and an artist on that book, and for 1 year, have Wonder Woman tour the DC universe with some of her villains. Yes, I'd even accept having one story with Cheetah in it, but have Giganta in there. Have the little midget in there. You have some of the gods that show up for an issue, but also have some other people show up. Have her go beat the shit out of the Joker. Why not? Have her go take on Metallo. Have her, have her do a bit of a tour of the DC universe with some big threat where she gets to see and have crossovers like Hush did. Poison, he has to go to Metropolis. 2 issues. Poison Ivy is there. Superman is brainwashed. Batman has to figure that one out. Batman, do that. Let Superman and Batman. So first of all, admit that Batman and Superman are outselling Wonder Woman and Flash and Green Lantern and pretty much every other title DC has right now. Just admit that that's happening. It won't be hard for you to do because it is a fact. The numbers are in your face. You can see it for yourself. It's not subjective. There's positive facts about this. And go ahead and just have some of these more popular characters show up in Wonder Woman's book for an arc. Or 2 issues even. Wonder Woman tracks some missing, Amazon artifact that has the potential to, poison and take over people's minds and turn them into killers. And the artifact has gotten to Gotham somehow. And so, she gets on the phone and she calls up Batman. And, Batman's going to meet her. And, everything is doing okay. And, suddenly she realizes that Batman's been infected. Shit, now he's trying to kill her. And so she got to run, and then that's where you bring Nightwing in, and Nightwing's like, I'll help stop my former boss too, and and I think the problem with that is the writer's like, well, but if we write Wonder Woman as needing help, then it means she's weak, and we can't have her look weak. I mean, okay, you can believe that, but you know what also makes her look weak? Shitty sales. That also makes the character look pretty weak. Nobody buying her comic looks pretty weak. You've got to like wake up. It's intervention time. Wonder Woman is a powerful character. Definitely tons of brand recognition for Wonder Woman. DC, as you say, does see her as part of the Trinity, does see her as a big character, but they definitely do not write her that way. And you get these writers on that have the worst possible takes for Diana. Things like, Let's have her not fighting at all, because Wonder Woman is supposed to be at peace. So instead of having any kind of battle, instead she should talk people into submission. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's have a hero. Let's have a female hero who is trained as an Amazon warrior, who is equipped in basically battle armor and sometimes carries around a sword and a shield. Let's have her talk her villains into submission. That's exactly what everyone wants to see. We'll call her Wonder Karen, and she'll just kind of make people feel hope and a shame at the same time, and then they'll stop doing crime. No. Anyway, treat the character with some respect. I don't know. It is baffling. It is absolutely baffling. Anyway, we talk about Wonder Woman a lot. It's because it's so obvious. It's right there. Anyway, thanks for listening. Oh wait, no. Before I get to that, yeah, what do you think? What are you doing to help Wonder Woman out? Give us your story idea. Why not? How do you get Wonder Woman to be a high-selling title, or not even a top-selling title? Like what's going on in Flash, a solid-selling book with a good story. What do you do? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. And now, thanks for listening.